everyone!
Hey
welcome
guys,
sa
good evening.
welcome sa daldalang walang curfew.
Usapang di nalalockdown. Ito po ang
Quarantalk.
QuaranTalk. Good evening everyone. Nako sobrang dami nangyari ngayong araw. Alam natin na sobrang overwhelmed tayong lahat pero syempre tuloy pa rin tayo dito sa ating show. At pag-uusapan din natin bahagya yan regarding sa mga nagbabaga nating mga balita.
Yes, simulan natin yan, Jules, sa ating latest news.
Okay, para sa ating latest news, syempre, babalikan muna natin kung kamusta na nga ba ang bilang ng COVID-19 as of today. Ayan, nakikita natin ngayon ang ating total cases from the DOH. Lumagpas na po tayo sa 40,000. Nasa 40,336 at nadagdag dyan ay 1,531 cases. Death toll natin, Ea?
Right. For today po, we have 1,531 new confirmed cases. Kasama na po dyan yung mga fresh and yung mga backlog na cases that had to be confirmed. Also, we have 6 deaths that were recorded today, and 400 patients have recovered. So that's included there already. Globally, we have 10.8 million cases now and 522,781 deaths. But still, around 50% of the cases have recovered. That's 5.7 million patients.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course, despite na nasa pandemic tayo, ang isa pang nagbabagang balita ngayong araw, syempre Eya, ito ang pinaka-latest news natin. Naisabatas na po ang Anti-Terror Bill. So Anti-Terrorism Act na po siya. Ito po papakita po natin sa inyong lahat na pirmado na siya ni Pangulong Duterte.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. So sa kabila, yan. So sa kabila po ng ilang mga opposition no dito sa pagpasa ng bill na ito, it is now signed as a Republic Act number 11479, otherwise known as the Anti-Terrorism Act of 2020. But yung IRR po niya, the implementing rules and regulations, ay hintayin pa po natin ma-publish.
Yes, and within 15 days po ang magiging effective itong bagong batas na to. Kailangan na mailagay muna siya sa official gazette and of course general circulation sa mga newspapers natin. And the Supreme Court may issue a TRO or declare the law unconstitutional. Pero at the moment, nagpahayag na rin ang dalawang grupo na ilalaban daw nila to sa Korte Suprema sa pangunguna ng NUPL at isa pang grupo. So we're expecting developments most likely by tomorrow. Pero yun nga po, as of now, batas na po itong Anti-Terrorism Act of 2020.
Right. So yan, no, Jules, babantayan pa rin natin yung mga magiging developments sa mga susunod na araw. And it's gonna be crucial, no, in the next 15 days and actually beyond this, kung makarating to sa Supreme Court o tuluyan na nga siyang maging batas, we'll see and we'll have to be vigilant, of course, to watch out for those rights that and those concerns that the public has when it comes to the passage of this law. But for now, Jules, let's talk about other trending topics for the past couple of days.
Yes, so kaninang umaga, bago pa man mag-trending ang pagpasa dito sa anti-terror bill na ngayon ay batas na nga, kaninang umaga, trending naman si Buknoy. So, for the information of everyone, we're supposed to air this particular video, but Aya and I agreed na wag na lang kasi this person is a minor. So, ayaw na lang natin dagdagan pa na syempre parang pasakit din sa kanya yon. Pero of course, there's several learnings on this point. Marami rin namang views yung mga netizens about this. Pero ipakita muna natin, Aya, na ano ba muna yung nasabi niya, Aya?
Right. Dito sa video na to, Buknoy is a vlogger. He talks about LGBTQ rights. He talks about anything that, you know, concerns him and as a student. Isa nga dito yung, I think, nagsimula naman yung video na to na kumalat na with a good intention trying to inspire people to dream big, Pero yun nga, naging case study niya yung tricycle driver na dumaan habang nagve-video siya. And nagkaroon ng impression nga na kapag tricycle driver, mababa ang pangarap or mababa yung narating. So, syempre, nagkaroon ng mga negative reactions ang netizens about this. And isa sa mga post niya na nag-surface, Jules, can you show
Yeah.
one of the posts?
Yeah. So ito ay nakikita nga natin ngayon isang Twitter user. Sinabi nga niya na tricycle drivers are victims of circumstances. It's not that they didn't dream enough for themselves. It's because they dream more for their kids. And yung bagit niya, I'm a son of a tricycle driver na kapag UP, may naabot si Papa sa pagmamaneho. Yun ang mga pangarap ko. So of course, obviously the lesson here is we don't have the right to demean any kind of job, lalo na kung ito ay decenteng trabaho, kasi kahit anong trabaho, lalo na ang mga tricycle drivers natin, decent jobs lahat 'yan. Pero yun nga, ang kanina off cam no, nag-uusap kami ni Eya, this person, we're we I think it's also fair, no, na we also try to humanize this kind of problem, na this person is minor. So marami pa siyang kailangan matutunan, 'di ba? Sana magamit niya yung opportunity na 'to para mas maitama niya yung mga mali niya, at kung mag-apologize siya, of course he needs to be very sincere about it.
Right. And at 16, I believe there are a lot more experiences and learnings and insights that he'd have in the coming days and years. And it's, I think, when we go on social media, no matter the age, it's kind of a fair game for some people. They didn't bother to check how old the person is, and it's just really about what was said and what they saw online. So yeah, I think this is a reminder also for everyone to be careful that even when we are free to post anything on social media, we still have to be careful and be mindful of the different beliefs and the different principles and values that people have, and there are differences also. Ayun, meron siyang ibang videos na kumalat din, nagkaroon din ng negative reactions, and nag-apologize naman siya. But on this particular video, hindi pa po namin ma-confirm kung may apology na siyang ibinigay about this incident. Ayun,
Right.
so, yes, Jules.
Okay, so at this point, we now go to the meat of this show, and that is the QuaranTHINKING. So every day, I mean every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we feature a specific topic. And for today, dahil bukas nga po ay ang 74th anniversary ng Philippine-American Friendship, there is this program here in the Philippines and also in all nations in the Southeast Asian countries, ay meron isang programa led by the US State Department, and this is YSEALI. Para siyempre malaman natin kung ano yung YSEALI, mamaya explain niya ng mga alumni, ilan sa mga alumni ng YSEALI. Ako rin po isa sa mga alumni since 2015, pero ito mga fresh faces to, kaya magandang halungkatin natin mga karanasan nila sa pag-participate nila dito sa YSEALI. Pakilala natin sila.
Yes, and we have young people from different parts of the country. Simulan natin. From someone from Luzon, we have Dane Soriano.
Hi, Dane.
From Metro Manila, we have Juana Cancho. Juana. Ano? Competition. All right. We have from Visayas, Keith Carlan. Sorry,
Hi, Keith. Keith is from Visayas.
Keith. All right, from Visayas, yes. And we have Angel Abeliana from Mindanao. Angel.
Hey, Angel. Okay, so hey guys, welcome to QuaranTalk. Maraming salamat sa pagpayag na sumama dito sa ating show. Again, in this show, we try to provide a platform to any person, to any organization para pag-usapan yung mga ginagawa nila. And for now, ang pinaka-highlight natin, of course, walang iba kundi ang YSEALI. Yay!
Yeah, it's Partner Friday. Alright, I'll start with having an overview program. Tell us about YC.
Okay. Anyone?
Asian pala to.
Well, my assignments. Well,
Okay.
YSEALI stands for Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative. And
Sige, so yung sinabi niyo ni Wana kanina about YC, which is Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative, was established in 2013, and its main goal is um, to be a signature program of the U.S. government to strengthen ties between the U.S. and the countries in the ASEAN region. So basically, to develop and to build a network of Southeast Asian leaders in the ASEAN region, and also to connect them with U.S. partner institutions in the U.S. So basically, yun yung core na
Mm,
YCB as a U.S. Department of State program.
okay. May gusto pa idagdag yung iba nating mga alumni? Okay. Pero na-capture na rin naman ni Dane at ni Wana. So now we go to the next point. Kasi recently, no, merong nilabas na resolution. Ito yung 392 ng
Yeah.
US Senate. Basically, this Senate resolution is recognizing the efforts of the youth of Southeast Asia. Yan, pakita natin para makita ng mga viewers natin. Okay, kayo guys, ano ang ano nyo? Ano ang thoughts nyo about this kind of resolution na the US Senate is actually recognizing your role in strengthening the ties of the countries in Southeast Asia and the United States of America?
about that. First and foremost, it's good that the YSEALI program is recognized and celebrated by the State Department. Of course, with everything also that's going on in the US, for quite some time, it was hard for us to also think that there's a tendency that the program might not be able to continue further. But with this recent act, it's just great news, and we're excited to put forward more programs to help empower the youth, not just in the Philippines and Southeast Asia, but also across the world. So,
Right.
Okay.
Thanks, Mana. So tell us more about, what for you, what's the importance of the Philippine-American friendship? Maybe let's hear from the others.
Well, here in the Philippines, um, although we have a history with the United States with regards to our sovereignty before, but with the Philippines and the US, in the United States of America's uh, partnership, kumbaga, and relationship, we are actually strengthening it further by providing opportunities for youth like us to be exposed to different programs and lead these programs here in the Philippines, and even partnering and collaborating with other ASEAN countries. And the ultimate opportunity that any youth from the Philippines can achieve is actually studying in the US for at least a few weeks as an exchange student, or even working for an organization or a government office there as a professional fellow.
Okay, guys, tomorrow is a big day for the bilateral ties of the Philippines and the United States. It's the 74th. So 1 year na lang, diamond na. So why do you think this needs to be further strengthened throughout the years? Imagine more than 7 decades already. These two countries have has produced a very strong relation. So why do we need to make it more sustainable in the future?
Um, well, to answer that, we actually have an event for tomorrow by the YC
Okay.
North Luzon Hub, which is revolving about the history of Baguio City and the Philippine-American friendship ties. So basically, Baguio City, which I am from, is basically founded by the Americans. So we're actually trying to recognize the crucial role of the Americans and also the Filipinos in establishing the city of Baguio. And I think that it's important to acknowledge the contributions of the U.S. government and also the cooperation of the Filipinos and the Philippine government in establishing very good relationships and very good ties and connections among individuals and among Filipinos and Americans. So,
Mhm. Let's talk about the specific programs that you guys attended or participated in. Maybe each one of you can tell us a bit about these programs. Maybe we'll start with Angel.
Yeah. So can you hear me, guys? Sorry.
Yeah, we can.
I
Yes.
went to I went to the YCD Academic Fellowship.
Okay, so nawala ang connection ni Angel but we'll try to get her back again. Siguro let's go to Keith muna. Keith, kamusta yung program mo? Where did you which state were you placed during your program?
Yeah, actually, I have not gone to the US yet because I
Okay.
have not participated in the fellowship program. But I am a regional. I attended a regional workshop, and this year I am a project lead of one of the projects here in the Philippines that is funded under the YSEALI Seeds for the Future program. So my program, YSEALI Seeds, is actually it gives opportunity to different organizations and young leaders to implement their passion programs, passion projects. And right now, amid the pandemic, all of the projects in Southeast Asia is actually a bit struggling with
Mhm.
the situation brought with COVID-19. But uh, we are actually improvising and adapting the uh, to the situation that is being presented to us. And it won't stop. The pandemic won't stop the activities and the projects that we're going to implement for 2020, and it will go beyond 2021 as well.
Right. So basically, yeah, for the information of everyone, ang YSEALI, they provide fellowships. So there's this professional fellowship, there's the academic fellowship. You also have the
Yes,
regional workshops, yung sinalihan ni Keith, and the Seeds for the Future na participate pa rin Keith, tama?
yes, correct. That is correct. So YSEALI has a different uh, avenues kumbaga kung ano yung gusto mong kung saan mo gusto mag-participate, whether you want to implement a project, if you want to get
Mhm.
funded, can
Mhm.
actually there is actually a program for that. If you
Mhm.
want to study in the US for a few weeks, you can do that as well. And if you want to become a professional fellow where you can apply and be referred to an organization or government office, you can actually do that as well. So there are lots
Right.
of tools.
Mhm. As in the case of Juana, who's working on, on social enterprise scene, what tell us about the program that you attended?
Well, I was an academic fellow in 2016 under the Social Entrepreneurship and Economic Development cohort. I went to the University of Connecticut to complete my YSEALI program there. It was very helpful. At that time, I was Social Enterprise Category Manager of Human Heart Nature, one of the fastest growing social enterprises in the Philippines. And, the program really contributed to my role where I'm responsible to champion social enterprises, not just human nature, because my role was about partnering with other social entrepreneurs. So being able to go to Yukon and learning about how the US, a first world country, would address, social issues and use entrepreneurship to solve them gave me such dimension and, honed my skills when it comes to problem solving and, community innovation.
Mhm. Okay, thank you, Juana. Now let's go back to Angel. Angel, what was your program during your time?
Yeah, sorry. I was in the Institute of Environmental Leadership. I think now they call it Institute of Natural Resource Management in Hawaii. So from then, I it's not just about the environment. I actually learned about innovation labs. So when I came back to the Philippines, I got my genetic engineering license, went into construction. That didn't pan out. So I took my career into what I've learned in the US, because I was really fascinated about innovation and incubation labs. So I founded an ASEAN based innovation lab. So that's what I did for 2 years. And then I was actually stuck in Chiang Mai just recently because of the pandemic, because we were doing a bunch of workshops there. But I'm in day 5 of my quarantine now. And I came
Okay.
back to Davao so I can run a university innovation lab here. So yeah, that's what I do now.
Thanks, Angel. Okay, of course, Dane, ikaw. Suot mo pa ata yung jacket mo from your state.
Yes. So my program was global environmental issues and natural resources management in the University of Montana. So that was last year, 2019, spring 2019. So basically, under the environmental issues and NRM, or the natural resources management, we're basically looking at environmental issues at the global scale, and how do we relate our specific issues in our own countries, and how do we elevate our perspectives and understanding, and how do we come up with innovative and effective solutions to solve those problems in our own country. So basically, after my fellowship, I'm currently um, managing my YC Small Grants Funded project, Project Flow, or Project Future Years of Water. So after my fellowship in the US, that's what I've been doing for the rest of the year and even this early parts of 2020. A lot of these activities were actually put on hold because of the current crisis, but of course, as Pete mentioned, your advocacy would never stop, even if there's a pandemic or something. So yeah.
Mhm. Right. Okay. So guys, yeah. So guys, how did you apply your learnings from the program after after completing the program? Want to start?
Anyone? Well, some of them already
Yeah.
mentioned it, but for others, kasi 'di ba yun naman yung
Yeah.
important lagi. If you go to any conference, to any exchange program, the main point of going there is to learn new things, 'di ba? Fresh things to learn from them, and they also learn from us, and when you go back to the country and to your areas, you apply that. So some of you mentioned that already, but to you guys, why do you think it's really important for you guys to implement something concrete para makita rin ng communities ninyo yung importance ng mga natutunan ninyo?
Yeah. Let's talk about maybe your specific projects already, like your initiatives also.
Who wanna begin? Since I mentioned one na, o one na go.
Wanna begin?
Parang na-prompt ko ba yun? Well, actually, very timely. So I'm doing a handful of things right now, but one initiative I want to mention would be Trabawan.ph. So it's a social enterprise, as you know, yun nga, that's my cohort in my YSEALI program. It's a social enterprise that's anchored in human capital development, especially those Filipinos who are displaced by COVID. So, as you know, with the current economic crisis, a lot of small and medium enterprises, especially the small entrepreneurs, our vendors, our self-employed riders, ganyan, are displaced and didn't have any source of income. So solution is not enough. So our Trabawan.ph is also another attempt to provide jobs to these displaced Filipinos so that their service can be brought to the market. So what sets us apart from other, let's say, errand service? There are a lot of competitors in the market, but what sets us apart is our core is really about helping our, stakeholders, which are
Right.
these small time entrepreneurs. So that's really a golden learning I've got from my YCD program, that your mission should always be the center of your business, and you have to prove to the world that it's profitable to do good.
Tama. Okay. Thanks, Juana. For Angel, you were placed in Hawaii, right? And tama ba na
Yes.
for Hawaii, Envy ang team na nandun? Tama
Envy,
ba? Okay. So, ano
Yes.
specific initiative yung ginawa nyo when you came back?
Yun na nga po, although it's in an environmental fellowship, we were more thought of in the innovation part of it and how we can coexist with nature. So that's why even though I am technically envy yung subject, when I came back, it was more in innovation. So that's how I started looking at subjects like impact investing and the innovation lab that I run for 3 years, and then now they wanted me to. Now I'm currently running very well. Last month lang, I went back to the Philippines for that to run a university-based incubator for startups. So mo parang naging wana na rin, no way. But yeah. So now we actually beta tested our response the digital gap between educators, especially now we're in the new normal. So we beta tested it with 10 teachers. The digital, we taught them, we built courses and then a one-on-one tutorial of some sort for 4 basic apps like Word, PowerPoint, Excel. So that's our response to what's happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Now let's go to Keith. Bago for si Dane kasi kanina nabanggit niya na ng konti. Si Keith naman, unique din kasi yung program niya kasi 'di ba may Seeds for the Future. So basically, the US State Department provides funding for specific projects. So paano nyo, how was the application first? 'Di ba, how did you pitch? Tapos how was the whole process of developing and implementing your project?
Okay, so initially when we applied for the funding under the YCT Seeds, it is actually funded by the ASEAN, and it is being implemented by Cultural Vistas for several years now. We apply online, so everything, all the requirements, including the financial plan, your budgeting, and your project brief, including your timeline, you include that. But that's not the final. That's the end all be all. After receiving your acceptance email, you're actually drafted to attend their kickoff workshop. And this year we went to Vietnam last February to attend the kickoff workshop together with the other 24 groups from Southeast Asia. And there we actually tweaked.
Okay. So fill in the blanks. Ano sa tingin niyo next ang ginawa? Okay, time's up. Context clues. Ano kayo next na ginawa niya? Okay. Pero yun nga, this is a very good program, yung Seeds for the Future, kasi it para provides opportunities for youth NGOs, 'di ba? Para maging funded yung mga initiatives nila. Kasi of course, as a youth organization, financing ang pinaka problematic sa ating lahat. We have the best ideas, we have the best solutions, but we cannot implement it without money. Buti na lang merong Seeds for the Future. Oo.
Right. And, it's also an issue of sustainability, right? Because we
Yes.
want long-term impact and we want to sustain those initiatives. Guys, meron pa ba kayong ibang COVID-19 related initiatives that your group and within your network that you may want to share and even invite our viewers maybe?
Does it have to be?
Okay, we do have the
Angel, go ahead.
yeah, and I just want to say that in YSEALI also, it's not just about finances. We've learned how to utilize all our resources, our networks. So it's not just money in YSEALI.
Yes.
So now, yes, yeah, and so now I'm part of a girl group, a woman global group called Indo-Pacific Navigators or organization, but we're now starting our own podcast this July to August. We're going to talk about love, body positivity, leadership, career, and we'll have different guests from, we already had like 25 guests from 25 different countries, so it's going to be fun. So it's called Girl Power on Facebook, and we're also available on Spotify.
Interesting. Jules, you're gonna say something?
Yeah, meron pa bang iba na COVID related initiative?
Yeah.
Pero from the other alumni, alam ko meron din eh. So,
Marami.
'di ba marami? Just check out YSEALI
Um,
Philippines, the page itself. Kasi marami ring mga initiatives dyan. Pero ito yung next question ko. Since we're in the middle, I'm not sure if we're in the middle or nasa dulo na ng pandemic, pero usually when we do initiatives, 'di ba, we go down to the communities or minsan physical activities lahat yan, but now we are limited with social media only. So, how are you guys coping with that kind of limitation at the moment? Balik na kay Dane, si Dane naman kasi parang may gusto siyang sabihin. Dane, go ahead.
Um, I relate to that question so much kasi a lot of the work that I do, especially because my field is on the environment, ganyan, um, we always go on field, we do field works, we do community visits and community consultations. So a lot of those activities are actually put on hold again because of course we can't visit communities and we don't want to risk parang spreading the virus as much as possible. So a lot of these initiatives and a lot of these activities which are part of our advocacy on our environmental advocacy and even in my full-time work as a faculty as a researcher, a lot of those activities are actually canceled. So most of what we do right now are validation, and we do that through online means. So a lot of environmental work that I do became or transformed into a virtual means. So a lot of webinars, a lot of talks on the environment, especially because it was Oceans Month last month, Environmental Month and all. A lot of those activities were actually made through on a virtual means. So yun, medyo nakakalungkot lang na hindi ko like if you wanna go to the beach, you can't really go to the beach, or if you wanna go hike in a mountain, you can't really do that right now because of course it's a pandemic. But yeah, you have to adapt. That's one thing. Again, for the YSEALI folks, adaptation is another skill and another talent. So
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
true.
That's true. Right. So we're very versatile, and we acknowledge that the young people have great potential to do great things. So now let's go, Jules, to our next segment, which we're going to also ask our guests to invite our fellow young people to maybe join the program. Where can they connect with you, and where can they find the programs of YSEALI?
Okay. So, of course, ito yung mga links na pwede nila puntahan. Pero from these alumni, go ahead, guys. Please invite our viewers to join YSEALI.
Well, it's very easy. Everything's online. Just go to wisely.state.gov or follow us on social media, YSEALI or YSEALI, the main account. So yeah, to be able to get insider alerts on our programs and opportunities also. So you can also be part of the state-funded programs. And then there are a lot of other events and projects you can be part of, not just, the ones we've attended.
Okay. And guys, na-miss out natin kanina. Can you guys quickly run us through kung paano yung application process dito? How was your experience? Lalo na for the academic fellowships, for the professional fellowships, for the seed for the future. Go ahead.
sige, sige,
Dane. Okay, go.
So for the academic fellowship, once you're a registered YSEALI member, after registering at the yseali.state.gov website, so if you have or if you're passionate about certain causes like civic engagement or economic development or environment, you can apply for the academic or even the professional fellowship program. So you will be basically placed in an American university for 4 to 5 weeks. Basically, the application is you have to apply for the program by answering an online application form, and then once you're selected, you get to be interviewed. Once you get shortlisted, you get to be interviewed, and then of course you'll get in. But basically, the whole application process. Well, how do I describe it? It's a bit nerve wracking at the same time because the online form itself will really extract your sincerity and your willingness to really serve your fellow youth communities in your country. So you really have to provide, you really have to show that you're ready and that you're willing to serve your Filipino community, the youth community in your area, and also uh, yeah, the willingness or the sincerity to serve. Because if it's because if your reason for applying is just to visit the US, go on
It's not
vacation,
for
but basically this is not the program for you guys.
Yeah.
So you really have to have the heart if you
Yeah.
want to get in the academic fellowship. So
Yeah, and I understand you also have to have a clear vision on
yes.
what wanna happen upon returning to the
Yeah.
Philippines, right? Yeah, other thoughts? Any Juana, you
Yeah,
wanna
I
say?
want to add that, yeah, like Dane said, the application is very straightforward. Actually, in my experience, everything was online. Although I think for some programs, my interview in a face to face. But what's important is it's not really the questions in the form are very difficult and challenging. But it's not about writing the best reflection paper or essay. It's really about if you're a young leader and you want to go on a YSEALI program, you have to start early with trying to materialize your vision. Do as many leadership pursue as many leadership opportunities as you can, build your portfolio, and really find your advocacy that you can be very passionate about. Because the interviewers and the people reading your application forms will see through you and know if
Right.
you're sincere and passionate about what you're pursuing.
Yeah. Angel, how about you?
But just to add also that White Seal is not just about going to America. There are a lot of events inside the country and even just in ASEAN that you can um, participate in. And it's like a very, very happy and growth inducing community. So it's not just about going to America. It's so much more than that. So it's really fun, and it will, if you want to build your portfolio, here is where you start. And then you
Mm,
can also have the end goal of probably going to America one day.
yeah. Before we let you go, guys, maybe you can give our viewers also an idea of.
Yes, and also if I might add,
All right,
Go ahead.
Keith.
Yeah.
Keith. Keith.
Yes, Keith.
oh
For
yeah,
regional workshops,
for
go.
for regional workshops, and actually regional workshops are only participated by YSEALI alum. But for other workshops, including local workshops here in the Philippines and the Seeds for the Future, anyone can apply. All you have to do is get your message across.
Right.
I think, yeah, the point of your project, or the point why you are applying for that workshop or that program. I think just like what Juana said earlier, the evaluators, the people who are reading your application forms will really sense if you have the heart and if you have the passion for it. And if you are looking for opportunities also to learn more about the projects, you can actually subscribe after you are already subscribed. Once you sign up for the sign up at the ycli.state.gov, and monthly will receive the newsletter via email, and you can check out the different programs led by Filipinos and even
Right.
Southeast Asian leaders as well. And yeah, you have to check it out and learn more about the different passions and different projects.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
With that, because
Through
I
Vice.
was gonna ask, yeah, I was gonna ask, what is it like after the program? Because I know YSEALI has one of the strongest alumni network in many programs and foreign programs also. And yeah, Jules, you're one of the alumni of
Yeah,
YSEALI.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, can you maybe before we wrap up, maybe you can give our viewers some
Sige.
insights on your
Yeah, yeah.
experience.
Before itahi ko na rin yung pinaka last question talaga, idikit natin doon kasi the call to action or the banner of YSEALI is never too young to lead. Actually, suot ko siya ngayon. Hindi lang siya never.
Same.
Never too young to lead. We have the likes of Mayor Vico Soto of Pasig. He's an alumnus of YSEALI. So, answering Aya's question and answering this phrase, why are we never too young to lead? Yun na yung panghuli nyo. Sige, isang pasada. Simulan natin kay Keith ulit. Kay Keith.
Ay,
Kay Dane muna, kay Dane.
okay. Okay.
Well, I think we have so much in common as youth leaders. I think we're so full of passion and we're so full of great and innovative ideas that we can share. So even if you're like 18, 19, 20, 24, even 30, as long as you have the heart of service, as long as you're sincere about what you're doing, and as long as you're passionate about certain causes that matter to you, I think that it wouldn't matter if you're really young, as long as there's the heart of for service, and also you really want to initiate change and permeate change in your communities, then it won't really matter as long as there's that initiative in you.
Okay, next.
Yes,
Okay, Angel.
also, Angel pala, sorry.
Yes. Yes, Angel. You're on screen.
Because
Yes.
ako na po.
Okay, nawala siya. Okay, nawala si Angel. Okay, ikaw muna, Keith. Keith, go ahead.
Okay. Sige.
Okay, nawala rin siya. Balik tayo kay Angel. Angel, sige, tapusin mo yung sinabi mo.
Because it does age is just a number. It doesn't only apply in love. Age is only really a number, and our country needs us now more than ever. We have so much potential, and that's just untapped. And there's so much growth to be found in leading and also in following. So yeah, it's never too young to lead.
Okay. Thank you, Angel. Keith, go ahead. Sige, Wana, ikaw na lang. Wana, go, Wana.
Panalo naman ni Ding. Why are we never too young to lead? Well, I guess generally young people are really receptive to change, and we have a large stake in creating a strong future. So that's why youth leadership is very important, and it's never about the right age or the right timing. If you can start as early as you can.
Thanks, Wana. Okay, last na, nagbabalik si Keith. Keith, go ahead.
Yes, ayun. So, bakit never too young to lead? Maybe because we are young and we are fearless. So, kahit bata pa tayo, we must not fear mistakes. We must not fear being corrected by other people. So, bakit never too young to lead? It's because kailangan nating matuto. So, that's why we are the youth. So, hindi tayo mag-improve, hindi natin maipapakita na passionate tayo, hindi natin maipapakita na we can actually learn if we are not trying. So, yun lang. So, we lead by trying.
Yay! Palakpakan!
Yay!
Alright, thank you so much. Yan, natuwa kami ni Eya na pinagbigyan nyo kami kahit na sleeping time yun na, kahit hindi naman talaga. Okay, maraming salamat sa pag-guest dito sa QuaranTalk. Eya, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Good night. Once again, thank you kila Dane, kila Keith, kila Angel, and kay Wana. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, ayan, Eya, ikaw. Bilang isang, sorry, nagbabalik siya. Okay, bilang isang youth leader din, ano ang takeaway mo dito?
That we're never too young to lead.
Yes.
No, but also, yeah, I received the monthly newsletters of YSEALI, and they're really great opportunities. But they're right; it's not just about going abroad, guys.
Right.
You really have to have that vision and the heart to serve. Because I think no matter how great of a communicator you are or how great of a writer you are answering essays, you cannot go through the interview without a solid footing of how you really want to serve after after completing the program. But Jules, really, I wanted to ask you, you weren't able to share your experience earlier. Yeah, so I really need to ask you, how was your YCD experience?
It was way back in 2015. So, medyo fresh grad ako. 2014 ba ako graduate? Yes. So, regional workshop yung sinalihan ko. It was for an environment related workshop in Cambodia. It was also my first ever abroad na experience. And the beauty of exchanges, whether in ASEAN or in the United States or wherever, is that you're able to learn best practices from these countries, and at the same time they also learn from you. So ano siya, parang it's a two-way process of learning. Kahit na gaano kaiksi, let's say yung regional workshop usually 5 days lang yan in the ASEAN, in the US usually 5 weeks yan. In my case, medyo unique yung case ko kasi from the regional workshop, they selected two participants to go for an internship in the US. So 2 months ako nagstay sa US, sa DC ako nag-intern. And grabe talaga yung experience of learning their culture, of learning how they work in the offices. Grabing sobrang progressive talaga. So the main challenge is how you will implement those learnings when you come back to your home country. So sana sa lahat ng mga alumni natin, sa lahat ng mga magpa-participate na kahit na-postpone yung ibang mga workshops this year, sana wag kayo ma-dishearten. 'Di ba? Ituloy nyo yan at syempre your challenge is to make an impact when you come home.
Yeah, and just really continue serving and making your ambag even amid this pandemic. While waiting, if some, I understand some young people, Jules, some students really dream of participating in exchanges and having international internships. Some really make it a goal to really attend these international conferences and programs. And I just really want to remind everyone that maybe you just really need to start working and serving and doing what you can where you are right now, and the
Right.
opportunities will open, that you didn't expect. So there,
Yes.
an insightful episode tonight, Jules, and we want to thank again our friends from YSEALI for joining us tonight.
Yay! Okay, so that ends our week for QuaranTalk this week. Next week, marami tayong pag-uusapan about striving to still be ambitious kahit na nasa bahay lang tayo. We might also guest some of the members from the Pride 20, yung na-detain po sa Manila after their protest. And we'll talk about online selling. Na sobrang apparently maraming yumayaman ngayon sa online selling. So yun yung mga kailangan yung abangan next week.
Right, so kita-kita ulit tayo dito sa daldalang walang curfew.
Usapang di nalalockdown. This is QuaranTalk. We go live on Facebook Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 p.m.
Right, and follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/QuaranTalk online.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Jules Guiang.
I'm on Twitter at @Ea_Antonio and on Instagram at Ea Antonio. Thank you guys. And
Bye.
enjoy
See you next
the
week.
weekend.